and how are you? Welcome back to Pauline Diaries. If you're new here, I take this opportunity to introduce you to this big family. Here we discuss issues that affect the way we relate within our families, with our siblings, our parents, and other members of the extended family. We bring out the good, the bad, and the ugly of what is happening, but with the name of bringing positive change and improving on the way we treat each other within the families. My name is Pauline, and if you've not subscribed, kindly consider doing so. In last week's episode, we talked about how families are defrauding their kin who are living and working in the diaspora. And I mentioned on several occasions black tax. And someone later asked me, what is black tax? And this is a very broad topic that maybe we may not cover in a single episode, but for the sake of kujua tu what it is about, we will go through it maybe briefly just to clear the air. And it is, according to Google, it is a term for financial support that a professional or entrepreneur of color is obliged to provide to their family on continuous basis outside their own living expenses. I think the word color here is because mostly in the Western world, children are not obliged to take care of their parents or their families. And I also think there's a lot of welfare that the government provides to its people. Here in Africa, and especially in Kenya, we don't have such welfare providence. So our children children are supposed to take care of their parents. This video does not in any way intend to tell anyone or to push anyone not to support their family, but it is a way of trying to show up to what can I do, where do I draw the boundary, what else can I do to help these people instead of giving handouts that may not be sustainable. And who are the victims of this black tax? In most cases, when you go to school, or rather when a child is born in an African setting, and especially for those of us who were born a bit earlier, not the very current generation, a child was brought up by the society. You'd have been born in a situation whereby your auntie lives in that compound, your uncle lives in that compound, your grandmother lives in the same compound, and even the neighbors and the other members of the society would take part in your upbringing. When you're going to school, your auntie would chip a coin here, your neighbor would chip something in there, and it was communal to bring up kids some time back. Now, after this person goes through school and they get to the job market or they start their businesses, they feel obliged to give back to the people who helped when he was growing up, or when he or she was going through education. Those people who also helped this person go through education and in their upbringing also feel entitled that tulikusaidia, tulikusomesha, tulikufanyia hivi, you also owe us a lot. And you find that this person, they went through education, they're now in the job market, or they are doing whatever they are doing, whether it is a business or they are working, but they will never move. They don't save, they don't invest, they don't have any financial plans. Why? Because the money they are getting goes back to their families, goes back to the society. And how does this money go back there? When you're employed, you feel like, your parents feel like you need to take care of them. You also need, especially if you're a firstborn, ama we ndio umeomoka kwenyu kidogo, maybe you started a business and it's picked, everybody feels that they own a piece of that business. Everybody feels that had it not been for them, haungekuwa umefika hapo. So you owe them a lot. So what happens? You start working maybe at the age of 24 or 25, depending on whatever time you finish your college. And then after that, you're excited about getting a job, you're excited about getting a pay, but you eventually end up living paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. Why? Because every other time you need to go back and give. You need to go back and pay for your siblings' education. You need to go and pay for your parents' upkeep. You need to take care of your sick grandmother. You need to help in the society's activities. You need to do a lot. What happens then? You end up without any savings. You end up without any investment. You end up working and showing nothing for whatever you're doing. There is nothing wrong with giving. There is nothing wrong with helping your sick parent. There is nothing wrong with taking care of your parents when in their old age. But is what you are doing sustainable? Is it that something that you can do for as long as it could be? The beneficiaries of this could be your parents, your uncles, your siblings, and all those other people. But is whatever you're doing sustainable? The victims of black tax also set themselves up. Like now, Christmas is just around the corner. And when you want to go home, you want to prove points to people. That, no, you know what, I got this big job, I'm doing very well in my business, and you want to land home. You want everybody to know and feel your presence. So what do? Number one, you hire a fuel guzzler to go for show off in your village. So when you go there, you entertain everybody. Everybody has to feel your presence. So what happens when these festivities are over and you go back to your home? Everybody would want to say, oh, they'll keep coming to your parents and saying, oh, we have this issue, we need to deal with this issue here, and now tumekwama. Can you kindly ask your daughter to be a guest of honor in this fundraiser that we have? Can you ask your son to come and help raise these other children who have not been able to go to school? And you'll be given more obligations and more obligations, but now you will not be able to refuse. Why? That is the standard that you have set for yourself, that when your name is mentioned, a lot happens. And you're just training and struggling. But because you want to put up a show, you want people to notice that you're here and you're not doing that badly, you will be subjected to all these things. But deep down, you know, unaumia. Because actually the vehicle that made them feel like, oh, Fulani nowadays has a lot of money, it's not even your car. It is a car that has been hired. But you want people to recognize you. And recognizing you, they will. And they will push you because they need a piece of you. And why not? They helped you in your upbringing. So how can we lessen this burden? Or how can we be able to change this narrative? Instead of going to the village to give people handouts, and especially let's dwell on the family setting first, that if you have parents that you are taking care of, you can look and see, how can I empower my parents? Because most of the times, our parents do not or did not have any retirement plan. You are the retirement plan. And that is why sometimes back, parents would have 5, 8, 10, 15 or even 17 kids. Why? Because they know that after they stop working, even if the 17 will not help, or even the 10 will not help, they will still have about 5 of them who will be helping them. But is that the way it should go? If right now, it would be very, very hard for this to stop right now. It cannot stop suddenly. We are the people who will change this narrative. We are the people who can change this vicious cycle. So how can we do it? What can we do now to lessen the burden that we have now of obligations or demands that are made by parents or families from a single person? Maybe if your parents are not very old, they are people who can be able to do something. You can empower them. You can start a chicken project. You can start a dairy goat project. You can start a pig project, a zero grazing, whatever project that you can. This you are going to empower them economically. They will not have to wait for you to come and give them money to buy sugar, money to buy simple things or do simple tasks, simple tasks, financial tasks at home, because they will be having their own money. That whatever little that you give to them will be an added advantage. If you are taking your siblings through education, and then some of them now are in past high school and they're in college, you can be able to tell them, you who is in university or in college can do something on the side when you're not going for classes. You can be able to go and do, some people, there are some very many students who sell clothes during their free time, who sell lines and these telecommunication lines and airtime and everything. Those simple things that they can do just to at least raise their pocket money, that these people will not have to sit here and wait for you and do everything. Even those ones who are in high school, or even those who are in primary school, they can be engaged in an economic activity. If you have chicken at home that your parents are also taking care of, they should also learn that anaweza amka mapema and feed the chicken and even prepare and go to school. Or now those are maybe people who are living up country, but even the ones who are living in town, try to get to see how can I empower these people. The other thing is that please have open money discussions. Let's not make it like it's a taboo or it's such a big thing discussing issues about money. Openly tell these people, this is the amount of money I'm making, these are your financial demands. I also have my family that I need to take care of. Up to what point can I be able to help you? I can only go up to this point. And also bring your other siblings on board. Don't carry a whole society on your shoulders. You will not make it. You will end up with no investment, with no savings, but above all, you'll also end up with a lot of debt. So it is the high time that you also bring your other siblings on board. You may not be the same financially, but can someone else also do something, even if it is just a simple thing? If you're paying school fees for someone who's in college, let another elder sibling who has finished school and is doing maybe a simple job, let he or she pay for another sibling who is in primary school, and you will be able to ease the burden for yourself. The other thing is be able to say no respectively. You don't, even when you're growing up, on several occasions you are told no. You asked your parent to give you something and they told you that they could not make it. You asked your aunt for something, they also say they cannot make it. If they were able to tell you no, you can also tell these people no. But look at exactly what it is that you are saying no to. If it is an issue about ugonjwa, an emergency, something that really need to be handled, maybe you can squeeze yourself and get out of, just jikaze kidogo and then pay or give this money that is required immediately. But on normal occasions, be able to tell these people no. I can help you, but I can only help you to this point. You can ask these people, what can I do for you? Which you will be doing consistently and without fail, but also refuse so many other things that come in. There are people, if someone is done with education and they are not working, let them get something to do. Let them people not just come and live in your house. You have 2 cousins, you have a brother, you have so many other relatives that are living in your house while they are looking for a job. Let them do whatever it is that is available. Let them get their small houses and live there and get something small to do, so that you don't also strain your own family. Maybe you're in a married setting whereby your wife or your husband is also feeling the pain and the strain of having so many of your relatives within your family. See what you can do. Giving is very important. Very, very important. You can never neglect your parent. You can never abandon your family when they are in need. But try to see, what exactly can I do that is sustainable? What is it that I can say no to? What is it that I can completely discard because it is not important? How can I get these people to also do something of economic benefit that they will not have to rely on me? How can I get my other siblings on board that we do not have to you don't have to feel like everything about your family is you, and it is you. Even if it is not you, it will not be done. Ask yourself, what would happen if I'm not there? What would happen if I lost this job? What would happen if my business went down the drain? How would these people survive? Would that mean that there will be no way of their survival because you're not doing all those things? Assume you're not there. Talk to them and ask them, assuming I was not there, how would you survive? Engage everyone. Talk to people. Tell them about your money. Tell them about what you are going through. Don't put so much strain on yourself in the name of trying to save everybody, because it will not be possible. The other thing is the generation in which we are right now. we should also remove that notion that our children are our retirement plan. Let's start planning for our retirement. The minute you get a job, start planning for your retirement. Start saving early. There are so many companies that are doing pension schemes. You can get one. If you're not in formal employment, you can get a personal pension scheme where you can start saving as early as 24, so that by the time you're retiring, maybe in 50s or in your 60s, you will have something for yourself. You will not have to keep looking at the gate, keep looking at your phone to see whether your child is going to respond to your financial need. You plan for it, you save towards it, and at the end of it all, you will be able to have your own retirement package, whereby you will not need to bother your children. That whatever it is that your child is going to bring to you, whatever it is your child is going to give to you, will be a bonus, something that will be added to what you already have, but you will not be just flat broke waiting for your 10 children to come and take care of you. We can talk about this. It is a lot. It is very, very broad, but it's just about looking within yourself and seeing, what can I do? What can I not do? What is sustainable and what is not sustainable? What can I take? What can I not take? What request can I take and which one can I not take? How do I draw the line? Where do I put the boundary? That beyond this I will not do. Beyond this I will not accept. Beyond this it is a respectful no. Thank you so much, and I hope that this information will be able to be of help to many people. But remember, help your family where you can. Do not abandon your family at any one time. But let's learn that we will not also copy our parents who took us as their retirement plans, and also take our children as our retirement plans. Thank you so much for watching. I'm glad that you're here. If you have not subscribed, kindly consider doing so. And let's meet during the next episode. Comment, like, share. And maybe you could also tell us about your experience if you have had an experience with this black tax. My name is Pauline. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye. Thank you.